Dear students, in this module, we are going to talk about the cultural change. What is culture? Uh, it is a complex whole which includes maybe knowledge, art, belief, and any other values and habits acquired by man as a member of society. So, culture is everything which is socially shared and learned by the members of society, or maybe it refers to the group or community which shares the common experiences that shapes the way its members understand the world. So, culture is a word for the people's way of life, the way they tend to behave. And if we talk about the cultural change, it refers to the modification of a society through innovation, invention, discovery, or contacts with other societies or through the process of acculturation. So, in its nature, culture is dynamic, fluid phenomenon that oversees the change across time. It means that it is a continuous process. In the culture, we observe our social values being replaced by the other or new social values, or maybe when we are getting affected by the globalization, we find so many new aspects which are fascinated to us that comes to our culture. They might have been alien at a one historical time, but after gradually practicing those values, we perfectly are aligned to these new values and norms, and then we consider them the part of our lives. So there are several ways of cultural change we would be talking about. One of these important aspects is uh, invention. It means the process of creating new cultural elements, and invention adds something in the culture either through material invention or through non-material one. Uh, Here, for example, it's an example of electricity, that how electricity has revolutionized our whole culture. As you would observe that uh, not only our material culture has changed, but our non-material culture has also been affected merely by the arrival of electricity in the society. And changes in the natural environment also plays an important role. It changes not only our food patterns but also our clothing patterns, and also introduces or changes the our daily routines. For example, during the winter times, we uh, tend to wake up late as compared to the summer times, where we tend to wake up early, or maybe it is because when the weather is hard or harsh, we change our routines to go to our job places, or maybe to go to our educational institutions. If the uh, in those harsh conditions, where there are snowstorms, for example, in those harsh conditions, people would prefer to stay at home as compared to those where weather conditions are pretty much moderate. And then environment also changes the ways we interact with the nature. In some places, we have a lot of green environment as compared to the cities, where you would find a lot of smog, especially in the winter season, when that smog is consequently has a lot of bad effects on our health as well. Not only on our health but on our daily routine lives. For example, to travel from one place to another place, smoke creates uh, the fog that produces a lot of problems for the visibility, which reduces our efforts to travel from one place to another place, and that ultimately affects our daily commutation. So this picture reflects two different aspects of our environment. Then Diffusion refers to the spread of cultural traits from one society to another society. As we are living in the globalized world, and media, internet technology have produced a lot of spread of information from one society to another society, and usually the developed world is the source of spreading that information to the developing or underdeveloped world. We are almost daily receiving a lot of ideas from the west which are significantly impacting, having a great impact on our cultural values. And the factors of diffusion can include the occupation or conquest that have been practiced in the historical past, especially during the colonial period when the colonizers have been on they were physically present on the geographic spaces of indigenous people, and they did not only occupied their natural or cultural resources, but also they significantly changed the way those societies have been having their daily routine lives. And immigration or emigration also is one of the important diffusion factors. If you go to United States or maybe to Europe from Pakistan, you would find a lot of new ideas, rather influx of ideas that would significantly change not only your ideas but also your uh, personality as well. And globalization, as we have already discussed, that it is significantly changing our lives. So here is the idea of what we, especially what the social scientist or sociologist George Ritzer calls it, the McDonaldization of society. As you will see that it's an international brand that has been spreading the culture of fast food throughout the world, and because of that our routine lives has also significantly changed. Now the fast food culture has almost become pretty much a routine, especially in the urban areas.